Today I'll be sharing with you 3 easy recipes that are high in protein and you can have them ready in under 20 minutes, so stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow a whole food plant-based way of eating with a focus on protein. And the reason why I am focusing on protein is because I am postmenopausal and I am trying to retain and build muscle as I age. Keeping those muscles and bones strong are so important for longevity. The full recipes will be in the description box below, along with all the resources I offer. I have a cookbook, an online course, I have a Facebook group, I have discount codes, so check that out as well. Today I will be showing you 3 simple recipes. The first one's going to be a great breakfast video. It's going to be yogurt and some other little things in there, and I'll show you how you can boost the protein with your yogurt. And the second recipe is going to be a quick little tofu bowl. Really easy, comes together super quick. And then the third recipe, I will be using this edamame spaghetti. It's really high in protein. Just for the pasta itself, for a 2-ounce serving, which is 56 grams dry, is 25 grams of protein. Mine's gonna be more than that because I'm gonna be adding some other ingredients to it. And it comes together super quick. So I hope you stick around and let's get started. All right, so this recipe is something that I can throw together when I get home from the gym because I'm usually really hungry and I just want some food right now. And this is going to be high protein. I've got 150 grams of my homemade yogurt. You can use whatever kind of vegan yogurt. I suggest you get the Greek style plain because it has, the Greek style has higher protein, but you can use whatever kind of yogurt you want. But for these macros, I'm using my homemade yogurt. So I'm going to add a scoop of vanilla protein powder in here. And we're just gonna get that stirred up. The protein powder is gonna add a little sweetness, that vanilla flavor. If you don't want to use protein powder, then put a little vanilla and maybe some maple syrup, but it's going to be 10 less grams of protein for you. But that's perfectly fine because the yogurt has a good amount of protein. My goal is 120 grams a day, so this is how I reach that goal. All right, so we've got our yogurt all mixed in with the protein powder. Next, I like to put in some blueberries. If you want to do banana, you can do that as well. But like I said, this is going to be what I'm using for my macros today. I've got a little bit of ground flaxseed for some good of my omegas there. I've got a little bit of walnut. That's for some healthy fats. And then a little bit of granola for a nice little crunch. And there you have this quick and easy meal, little breakfast, and this is enough to get me going where I can take the edge off. I'm not so hungry, get my shower, get dressed, and then if I want something else, I can do that as well. Most likely I will have my protein shake before I go to the gym, but I might not be hungry, go to the gym, and then come home, eat this, and then have my smoothie later. So this recipe is 285 calories with 27 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat, and a lot of that's coming from the flax and the yogurt and the walnuts, and 22 grams of carbs. Now this recipe follows my rule of 10. Well, it's not my rule, but the rule I go by. The grams are 27. If you times that by 10, it makes it 270, and you compare that to the calories, which are 285. It's very close to that, and that's what you want, either close to the calories or even over. And that way you're getting a good protein source here. So this is just one little quick thing. You might want to give it a try. So next up, I'm gonna just make my crispy tofu. I always make sure I have this in the fridge. I've shown you before, but I thought I'd just show you again if you're new here, and then you can see how quick and easy it is. I have my lined little baking sheet that's going to go into my oven. I do have an air fryer option on my oven. If you do not have an air fryer option or an air fryer, then I would use the convection setting if you have one of those. If you don't, Just use regular old oven. I would do probably 400 and I would just double the time. Probably do 30 minutes, flipping it halfway through. This is going to take me 15 minutes in my air fryer in my oven. So if you don't have an air fryer or an air fryer setting, don't worry, you can do it in the oven and it'll be just fine. I season this tofu the same way every time. You can change up the seasoning however you would like. First up, I use garlic salt. I don't measure, I just eyeball it. I measure from the heart. And then some onion powder. And then some smoked paprika. And this is paprika I got from Hungary, and it's very smoky, so I don't use as much as if it was something I bought here in the States. And then I use some nutritional yeast for a little bit extra protein, and it makes it kind of a crunchy little coating. So just eyeball that. And I'm using the extra firm tofu. I like it because I don't have to press it, and also it is higher in protein, which is, you know, my main goal. And then I just toss it around a little bit. You could add black pepper, you could add cumin, whatever you feel like. Then we just put it on our little baking sheet, and you want it to be in a single layer. And then we'll just throw it in the oven for about 15 minutes, give or take. And that's it. And then I'm going to take you over to the stove and I'm going to show you a really quick little stir-fry veggie mix I like to do. Again, super easy. So another way that you can really speed things up, besides having your food prepped like the tofu, is you can buy these nice convenient little prepackaged veggies. Yes, they're a little bit pricier, but I like to have one of these in the fridge. You know, it never fails. One night out of the week, I am just not in the mood to chop up vegetables. And here you go. You've got broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, carrots, and snow peas. And it's 35 calories for 1 cup. I usually eat about 2 cups. That's only 70 calories. So this is a really good option. But you don't have to do this, but it's a time saver. Another time saver is frozen ginger. Find it in your freezer section. You've always got ginger on hand. Another time saver, some pre-minced garlic. So we'll just let these cook for a couple minutes. I've got the heat on medium, and this is just water in here. Don't want to add any extra calories. All right, after a couple of minutes, we're going to add the veggies. I'm just going to put the lid on, let this cook for about 5 minutes, and stirring it every now and then I'm going to finish it up. Now I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Give it a stir. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And some onion powder, a couple shakes of red pepper flakes, optional. Then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Turn the heat off, give it one final stir, and we're ready to serve it up. So here we go. And then I added like a tablespoon of my sweet chili sauce. So this whole plate is 408 calories. We've got 31 grams of protein, we've got 7 grams of fat, and 41 grams of carbs. And this meal couldn't be easier if you already have rice and tofu already pre-made. You can just throw it together. And even if you don't, I mean, the tofu took 15 minutes, rice will take 15 minutes, so you're eating in under 20 minutes, which I think is perfect. This pasta dish, I'm going to start with some water in my pan here, and then I'm going to add some onion. This is a ½ an onion-ish. Then I've got some mushroom. And we're going to let this cook down for 5 minutes or so. I want the mushrooms to cook down, I want the onions to get softened, and then we'll start adding in some other ingredients and layering some flavors. So this is exactly what you want them to look like. Then let's start layering flavors. I'm going to add some tomato paste, some garlic, Italian seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of zucchini. And I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of the cooking water from my edamame pasta, which I already have made. It only takes 3 minutes. So we're just going to get this all incorporated. And just let the zucchini cook for 3 minutes or so. So it just gets a bit softened. I like it to have a little bit of a crunch still. If you would like yours softer, then by all means cook it longer. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of any jarred spaghetti sauce you would like. Totally up to you. And now I'm going to turn this down to medium-low. So we sauteed the onions and the mushrooms for about 5 minutes, the zucchini for about 3 minutes, and now we're just going to let this cook in the sauce for a minute. Then we're going to add in our pasta and just get this stirred around. Get it all in the sauce. All right, the final step. A little nutritional yeast, spinach, and a little lemon juice, just to wake up those flavors. And we'll just let the spinach wilt in here for a few minutes. And we'll mix that nutritional yeast in there, and then you can see how quick this came together. All right, I think we're about ready to taste this. Just give this another minute or two for that spinach to wilt. All right, here we go, finished product. Now, this could easily be 1 serving. I'm choosing to do it as 2 servings. So for 2 servings, each serving is 213 calories. There are 19 grams of protein, 5.3 grams of fat, 27 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of fiber. Now, I have easily eaten this as 1 serving, but today I'm just showing you this would be one of the 2 servings. I mean, it's a big plate, but I can eat it. So let's give it a taste. So I really enjoy this kind of pasta, and it's a great way to bump up your protein because it is so high in protein. I mean, just the pasta alone for 1 serving, which is 2 ounces of the dry, it's 25 grams of protein. But since I added all the veggies and the mushroom, zucchini, and all that, it's a lot more filling. So you can break it up into 2 servings, and it's really quite delicious. And you saw how quick this came together. I mean, the longest part is just chopping up the mushrooms and onions and everything, but they don't have to saute for too long. The pasta only takes 3 minutes to cook, and you're eating, in like 15 minutes. So it's a really great weeknight meal, or just if you're not feeling like doing a big cooking. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you got value. And if you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And I would love it if you would support my channel by subscribing. It really helps me. And if you've made it this far in the video, if you could comment below with quick meals, I'd really appreciate it, because these 3 were pretty quick, you must admit. The full recipe will be in the description box below, along with all the resources I offer. And remember, all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet. And what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you.